Hello, dear student. I welcome you in your course Introduction to English Literature, Poetry and Drama. And this is your course instructor Amreen Ayaz Khan. Today our topic is On His Blindness, a sonnet by John Milton. John Milton was born in December 9, 1608 at Spread Eagle in Brad Street, London. He was an English poet, polemicist, a scholarly man of letters, and a civil servant for the Commonwealth Republic of England under Oliver Cromwell. Milton's poetry and prose reflect deep personal convictions, a passion for freedom, and a self-determination, and the urgent issue and political turbulence of his day. In his best work, Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained were written after he became blind. He is remembered as the greatest English writer of 17th century. His eyesight began to fail in 1644. By 1651, he was totally blind. So remember these dates, dear students. He died of kidney failure on November 8, 1674. Without pain or emotion, according to testimony, at the time no one in the room noticed his passing. John Milton's works include poetic and dramatic work. Lycidas, poems of John Milton, On the Late Massacre in Piedmont, Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained, The Reason of Church Government Urged Against Predatory, The Treatise of Civil Power, History of Britain, of True Religion. Basically, dear student, this sonnet is a Petrarchan sonnet. So let's discuss what is meant by Petrarchan and what is Petrarchan sonnet. Petrarchan's sonnet is a lyrical poem with 14 lines and popularized by Italian priest Petrarch. The rhyme scheme is ABA, ABA, CDE and CDE. This is the rhyme scheme of Petrarchan sonnet. It is originated in Sicily in 13th century by Giacomo di Lentino, a lawyer. Sonnet is an Italian word, sonetto, and its meaning is little song. A little song is called sonnet in Italian. The most common theme between the 13th and early 16th century of sonnet was love. Love was the most common theme, the topic between the 13th and early 16th century of English literature. In later time also focused on religion, politics and other concern of reading public. As far as the meter is concerned, the meter of this sonnet is iambic pentameter. So what is an iambic pentameter? An iambic pentameter is a line has 5 pairs of unstressed and stressed syllable. So these two things you have to remember. Unstressed and a stressed syllable for a total of 10 syllable. So here is an example. When I consider how my life is spent, or half my days in this dark world and white. 8-line stanza is called octave and 6-line stanza is called sestet. An octave present a theme, forms the proposition which describe a problem or a question. So these two things would be described in octave. Rhyme scheme is A B B A B B A. And 6 line stanza is called susset. In the susset, theme is developed. It proposed the resolution, and rhyme scheme is this. Typically, the 9th line initiate what is called the turn or volta, which signals the move from proposition to resolution. So let's start the poem on his blindness. I'm going to read the poem, my dear student. When I consider how my light is spent, over half my days in this dark world and white, and that one talent which is death to hide, lodge with me useless, though my soul more bent, to serve therewith my Maker and present. My true account, lest he turning chide, doth God exact day labor lie denied. I fondly ask, but patience to prevent. That murmur soon replies, God doth not deed, either man's work or his own gift, who best bear his mild yoke, they serve his best his state, is kingly thousand at his bidding speed, and post over land and ocean without rest. They also serve who only stand and wait. Well, dear student, this is the beautiful sonnet by John Milton. So now we are going to explain line by line. Well, the very first line is, when I consider how my light is spent. So here light means, this word clearly alludes to the speaker's loss of sight. As I have mentioned that Milton was blind, so here he is mentioning the loss of his sight. The poet thinks of how his light is used up or wasted. Over half my days in this dark world and white. So the speaker in this poem feels vulnerable. Rather than being blind when elderly, he became blind in middle age. As I have mentioned that he became blind in his middle age, he now inhabits a world that seems dark in at least 2 scenes. It is no longer physical visible. It is a world full of sin and spiritual darkness. The world, moreover, is not only dark but also white. Milton will somehow have to navigate both literally and figuratively in a world which will pose many dangers. Our next line is, and that one talent which is death to hide, lodge me useless. So here, dear student, talent mean the gift of writing, mean the talent which is given by God to John Milton, and lodge means stuck, alluding to the famous passing in the Bible parable of talent, to the punishment for one talent that is buried and not utilized, might lead to an analysis suggesting Milton fears his own spiritual punishment or spiritual death for the usefulness of his blindness. Though my soul more bent, to serve therewith my Maker and present. So here Maker means reference to God. Milton is saying that now that he is blind, his desire to serve God is increased. So during his blindness, he wanted to serve God as much as he could. My true account, lest he turning chide. True account means his good work, and tried men criticize. He wishes to give a good account of himself and his service to God. Refers to the second coming of Jesus. He is worried that God will criticize him for not using his talent, that when he would be answerable to his God for all the talent that is given by his God. So he is very much worried that God will criticize him for not using his talent. Doth God exact their labor, light denied? Can be paraphrased as, does God demand that which cannot be given? Milton asks if God just wants lesser tasks since his blindness denies him from using his talent. So he don't want to make his blindness an excuse. I fondly ask, but patience to prevent. So patience is not a personal trait of the poet, rather God's Holy Spirit. And he personifies it, and having it answers Milton questions. That murmur soon replies. Murmur means complaint. Patience speaks and explains the nature of God. God doth not need either man's work or his own gift. God is sufficient unto himself. He requires nothing outside of himself to exist and be happy. Who best bear his mild yoke? They serve him best yoke. So biblical word for God's will. So here the biblical word for God's will is used. The people who are most respectful to God's will are the one who serves God best. So here this is the key point of this sonnet, that the people who are most respectful to God's will are the one who serves God best. Those who endure their misfortune without complaining. So remember, dear student, the main point of this sonnet. His state is kingly, thousand at his bearing speed, and post over land and ocean without rest. They also serve who only stand and wait. These lines mean that the whole world are servant to God. Whole world is servant to God. There is more than one way to serve God, and Patience is telling the poet that even his waiting caused by his blindness can be a kind of service to God. Octave. So here octave is showing revolt and is frustrated with his blindness. As far as such said it is acceptance and resignation to God's will. Well, my dear student, as far as the summary of this sonnet on his blindness is concerned, in this sonnet the speaker meditates of the fact that he has become blind. Milton himself was blind when he wrote this. He expresses his frustration at being prevented by his disability from serving God as well as he desired to. He is answered by Patience, who tells him that God has many who hurry to do his bidding and does not really need man's work. Rather, what is valued in the ability to bear God's mild yoke, to tolerate whatever God asks faithfully and without complaint. And the famous last line sums it up. They also serve who only stand and wait. So the main line of the summary is, they also serve who only stand and wait, who have patience. As far as the figures of speech which are used in this poem, in this sonnet are concerned, so there is a use of alliteration, days, dark, world and white in line number 2. And metaphor is used, though my soul more bent to serve therewith my maker. This is line 3 and 4. Here the author compares his soul to his mind. And personification is used, but patience to prevent that murmur soon replies in line 8 and 9. And paradox is there. They also serve who only stand and wait. Subject matters are lamentation, concern over judgment, acceptance, trust and faith. Dear student, these are the subject matter of this sonnet on his blindness. As far as the theme of this sonnet is concerned, the main theme is on his blindness are loss and human frailty, biblical authority and duty to God, and grace. Milton explored the experience of losing his sight and worries about the implication of his blindness in his relationship with God. The second theme is biblical authority and the duty to God. By referring to the parable of the talent, Milton expresses his fear that his blindness will keep him from working in God's service. And the third main theme in this sonnet is grace. The personified patience proves that God's grace requires nothing of his people but their presence and obedience. So here are few of the images which are showing you the themes. God often uses our deepest pain as the launching pad of our greatest calling. Everything happens for a reason. Everything, whatever happens in our life, there is a reason behind that. Sometimes good things fall apart so better things can come together. Every experience, no matter how bad it seems, holds within it a blessing of some kind. The goal is to find it. So this is our goal, to find that blessing. When one door closes, another opens. एक दरवाज़ा जब बंद होता है तो दूसरे दरवाजे खुल जाते हैं. Contentment consists not in adding more fuel, but in taking away some fire. Well, dear students, so I'll conclude today's lecture on this line by John Milton. They also serve only who stand and wait. So we have to stand and wait till the blessing of God we avail in our life. Well, my dear student, here we end up our lesson of the day. See you next time with another topic.